let's see how well you do on a test that you technically wrote yourself.
Okay.
This is the segment that I was telling you about called Lyric Test. We've got 3 songs, and we're going to go through them, and I'm going to stop them at a certain point, and you're going to tell us what the next line is, and if you're right, congratulations. If you're wrong, we get to make fun of you for not knowing your own lyrics.
Heard that. It works.
The first one we're due is Set It Off, because that's the first song I ever heard of you. Is there any good stories that you have behind Set It Off? Kind of anything about how it got made or anything people should know about it?
It was really like boom, 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 like how it was made. Like I was talking to my bro Trey, and I was really trying to work with my bro MD Trey at the time, and like I kept seeing him working with my bro Young Cap. And I was like, yo, I gotta work with MD. Like, he's nice. And Trey was like, well, I just so happen to have a beat that me and MD made together. Check it out. He was like, it's all you. So I got it. And I'm like, yo, this is just real gritty. I like this. And then I wrote a verse to it, and I was about to write a second verse, and I'm like, bro, like, nah, I gotta get somebody else that's really dope on this song. And I hit up Mike, like, yo, I got something. I think you gonna want to be a part of this. And he was like, word, send it over. Boom. We made Set It Off, and then the whole idea of the project wanting to happen made up, and just it's just like fate. Like stuff just happens like organically, and it turns out to be just freaking amazing.
All right, so let's see how well you know it. We'll hit play.
Funny, the motives is all the same. Only be worried about money bags. Niggas not thinking about how I came. Boy, I hustle. Always be bringing that thunder like Russell. Niggas be thinking they up on my level. I'm wagging my finger like Mr. Matumbo. No need to rebuttal. I'm up in my duffel. I hustle my struggle. I juggle. I'm living in circle.
Breath for the business. I never been nervous. And people gon' know when the greatest emerges. Swagging my style and rocking the tile. And people be thinking that I'm Mr. Perfect. Traveling miles for money and piles. I hustle. I get it because I deserve it. Love when the haters be up on my dick. Every time that I flex it make them sick. People take pictures with seeing my shit. Then when they listen, they notice it hit.
Get some breath for the business, I never been nervous. And people gon' know when the greatest emerges. Swagging my style and rocking the towel. Your bitches be thinking that I'm Mr. Perfect. Traveling miles for money and pounds. I hustle, I get it because I deserve it. Love when the haters be up on my dick. Every time that I flex it make them sick. People take pictures with seeing my shit. Then when they listen, they notice it hit.
Hey.
So everybody just know he only had to do one line, and he just did the rest of the verse. Is it easy for you to go fast?
Kinda. Like, it took me a minute too. But like, I have like a certain speed that I can get to that's effortless, but then when it gets to that stuff gets.
Now, can you do that same verse if I told you to do it at like half speed, or is it only memorized like at that tone?
That tone really helps.
Just as the way that like, you do you memorize it as the wave that it is, or is it?
It's the tempo and the energy for sure. Yeah, like it's definitely one of the best ways to remember it. But like when I write, like I don't sit there like. I do have the beat playing all the time, but like there's moments where like I stop and I just like redo everything. Like, and then every time I play the beat through again, I'm always reciting it from the very beginning, whether if it's the first or second verse, just so when I'm going through it, I have it like pretty much memorized as I'm writing it. And then when it gets to the point by the time the song's done, I can pretty much go in the booth and almost not even use my phone and have it in my head already. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's a really easy way about going about like writing and then performing because you already know it. Like it's I don't know, man. It took me a long time to get to that, but it's definitely how I am now.
Are you always writing on your phone, or do you ever go?
Always. Like I used to go through a phase where I was writing on like paper and stuff, but like it got to a point where like I wanted to go back and find my lyrics, and like sometimes you don't always have that notebook, or sometimes you spill some shit and it ruins a notebook and you're like, oh no, like, you know what I mean? Like in the comfortability of my phone, like I'm good. Like I know it's in the cloud, I saved it, it's cool, like I got my whole list and I can go through it and I can document back to like when I first started using iPhones in this motherfucker. Like
absolutely. And that way too, if you wanted to like post your lyrics on something,
exactly, it's a lot easier
to copy and paste instead of having to transpose it.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
And at first, like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm a fat guy, so like I'm a little out of shape, and it takes a little bit longer for me to breathe. So like, I'm like, yo, like sometimes this it takes my breath out. So I need to take into mind that I'm going to be performing these songs as well. So You know what I'm saying? Like strategic.
Let's get back into the lyric test now that we got you all warmed up and comfortable. Pull up some Spotify. It won't be long. That is what? Influence?
No, that was off of the Work Files, I believe. That's a throwback joint.
So what can you tell us about It Won't Be Long? Anything?
The beat was given to me from my uncle Rick Sigmund. He used to just
The beat
buy.
is sick.
Yeah, he used to just buy beats, like just buy hella beats, and then he would either keep them, or like if he would hear something that he heard me on, he would just give it to me like, nephew, like I think this is the one for you. And he gave me It Won't Be Long. I'm like, yo, this bitch knock. You know what I mean? And I just wrote it. I recorded it myself. I didn't record it nowhere else. Like a lot of my early music, I recorded, mixed, engineered all myself. Like, and that was just off of the strength of going to college for a year and like learning how to actually like put shit together. And I didn't like finish or nothing, but like I still learned, and then I would bounce around from studio to studio, and I had the privilege of actually working with Dave Nakaji, who is like the super engineer from our area. Like he's got plaques on the wall working with Beyonce now. Like work with Beyonce, Chris Brown, like the list goes on and on and on and on. Like Amine, like you just see who he actually works with. You Google Dave Nakaji and it'll tell you who the fuck he is. He's a special individual, and I had the privilege of learning from him and just like how to keep your sound, you know what I'm saying? To make sure your sound sounds a certain way, and if it doesn't, don't fuck with it. Like, and it's just special, man. It's truly special, truly, truly special.
So let's see how well you do.
It won't be long. Yo, it won't be long till I'm on the throne, sipping on Patron
With the knee alone, look alike, wanting me the bone. She calling me the Don, like my name was Corleone. Steady checking on my cheese, she want a piece of provolone.
The knee alone, looking like wanting me the bone. She calling me the Don, like my name is Corleone. Steady checking on my cheese, she want a piece of provolone.
100% all the way through. The last one for the lyric test that we have, I like to go all over the place. Now we're in Otherworld. And we're going to go with the bonus track off of that, King of the Jungle. What can you tell me about that track?
My boy Joe Walsh made that. Shout out to my boy Nick Stanton for linking us two up. Excuse me. He hit me up and was like, yo, bro, one of my dudes is making beats. And he's like looking for somebody to rap on him. Like, you trying to rap on some of his beats? And I was like, yeah. And he said, like, they've been talking and stuff. And he's been telling them about how the kind of artist that I am. And he sends over this pack of beats and made a whole bunch of stuff, man. Like, and some stuff I like, some stuff it was just like not my vibe, but then some things like hit perfectly. And like King of the Jungle was one of those songs where I was like, yo, this is, you might stump me on this one. I haven't heard this one in a very long time. So
That's
like,
good. See, I always try to find at least one that, like, especially being a bonus track or, you know, an older album. But let's see what we got here. King of the Jungle.
Got so many blows I cannot battle Poseidon. I kill any demon that Hades can even show me. Been trained by the greats, King Kai, Master Roshi. Couple sessions last week, book with Obi-Wan Kenobi. If you rank with the best, then I suggest you show.
Oh, that's the chorus right there. Nothing. Everything savage and cutthroat. This man wins all the love, yo. I'ma be the king of the jungle.
Let's go fast forward. And go.
You get a lot of friends with Kush Blunts and Hennessy. Just real, not trying to be another. Trying to be a good son, grandson, big brother, and a homie. I'm trying to show a purpose to life. Ask anyone that know me, they will say that you right.
You make a lot of friends with Kush Blunts and Hennessy. I'm just real, not trying to be another. Trying to be a good son, grandson, big brother, and a homie. I'm trying to show a purpose to life. Ask anyone that know me, they will say that you right.
There we go. I was looking at my wrong cutoff list because I wanted to make sure to cut it off at that. That's such a good line of you make good friends with Kush Weed and Hennessy.
You get a lot of friends with Kush Blunts and Hennessy. And like that's like how I said, from 55th and Huff to Vine Street and Willoughby. That's two complete different cultures right there.
Right.
You really think about that. Like 55th and Huff, like that's the trap. That's the hood. Like, and my grandma used to work and was the pastor at that church, but all that was around it was just like so much real, raw, organic realness. Right. Like, and that's where I met a lot of my real niggas, man. Like, shout out to all of them, like, for real, like Young Poop, Quay, like all of them, like everybody has leveled up in their own sense. Like, and like my Meech, like, I mean, there's so many people that I could shout out from Huff, like, that at first they were looking at me like I was weird, but just because they saw me off in the tuck in my car lighting up a blunt, they were like, yo, what's up? Let's smoke. And then you, like how you said, weed, like, it's to quote one of my homies, D-Mobs, he said it on the marijuana song on Off the Work Files. He was like, weed unite people like $1 do. Like, right. And that's real talk. Like, people that smoke, if you see somebody else smoking, like, yo, what's good? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the conversation starts and the shit goes. Like,
right.
Yeah, man, like, real talk. Make a lot of friends with Kush Blunts and Hennessy.
Let's see how